let's start setting up, shall we?
Okay.
Hello everybody and welcome to Philbert Flies. This afternoon, or whatever time of day it is where you are, we are flying from Bastia Poretta on the island of Corsica, where we left off last time, to Paris Orly. And we'll be having a look at both the sceneries. So we have ORBX Bastia Poretta, which I showed you a little bit of last week, which is very, very nice. And we also have JetStream Designs Paris Orly, which I did a review of a little while ago, but it's my first flight in there. So all very exciting. Now, I can't help but notice that there are a lot of other aircraft parked on the apron. I would say only one of whom has the ORBX scenery. And this is because I'm connected to VATSIM. And I know for one, I know that at least one of you is in here on the chat. So once we get underway, we'll have a little bit of a group flight, an impromptu group flight, which will be nice. Right, so I've started setting things up. We're connected to external power. I've got the Flight Crew A320 pre-flight events underway. There's no chat in the stream today, and this is because Streamlabs will no longer let me stream to restream.io, which is what I used to use when I streamed to Twitch as well as YouTube. I might try and find an alternative after this stream, but this was news to me, so I'm streaming directly to YouTube today. But obviously the chat won't pop up. Hello, Caffel. Nice to see you here. Oh, you've got the airport, have you, Josh? Excellent, excellent. You're the Air France. Ah, awesome. Yes, you were the one I think I was referring to when I said one of you has it. Yes, because you're bang on the on the right stand. Whereas we have a Wizz Air here, who's sort of in between a static aircraft and your good self. And we have another Air France that is, well, next to me, but right in the middle of one of the Air Corsica statics. And this, of course, is why it would be nice to have the option to turn static aircraft off. But anyway, there are other forums for me to bang on about that. So let's start getting set up. So we'll go over to the init ref page, and you'll notice that our from and to airports are already in there. And our flight number today is CCM 783 uniform. We're going to use a cost index of 20, and we're cruising quite high today at flight level 380. Obviously we have no clearance to get because there's no air traffic control on above us, and perhaps, just maybe, some might pop up as we're over France. Okay, Garlic, good luck with your schoolwork. And Morton, you're our Wizz Air 746. Right, welcome. Air Corsica does indeed exist. Yes, it does. Yeah, they fly from here to Marseille, from here to Paris Orly, and from here to other parts of the island. They may do more flights than that, but those are the ones that I spotted on Flight Radar 24. So I'm just going to get the METAR for Orly, and it's easy to do this in vPilot if you're on VATSIM. So they're reporting winds of 340 at 11, broken clouds at 4,400 feet, temperature of 9, very nice, and a QNH of 1016. So the QNH I've got set correctly. We will, of course, in that case, be taking off from runway 34. Caffel, thank you very, very, very much for joining Club Philbert Bronze. I'll tell everyone a little bit more about that when we're in the air. But for now, thank you and welcome aboard. And I'm very glad that that little tune and animation played correctly. It's the first time I've been able to try it out. Okie dokie, so we are taking off from runway 34, and we had planned for the Akuti to Romeo departure, which essentially takes us slight right turn to Girag and then left up to Akuti. So that's all correct. We can leave that alone and we can double check the waypoints. This Kilo Bravo 510 is our first waypoint after the turn, and then Girag and Akuti. Awesome. So far so good. We can leave our arrival information till a little bit later on. We'll keep an eye on the weather and set that up on the way. Init B, we'll put in the zero fuel weight and the zero fuel weight centre of gravity, and our block fuel, which is 6.6 tonnes. And the one thing I forgot to do before the flight, because I was so busy trying to sort out my Streamlabs and get up and running and yada yada yada, is to work out our V-speeds. So I'll do that as usual on webpro.cz/A320, and I will just quickly do that. You don't have to hear the whole process. Flaps 1, packs on, anti-ice off, runway dry. Takeoff weight's going to be 62720. We're going to be taking off from runway 34. Calculate. Okay, so our V1 speed is going to be 142. We're going to rotate at 142.
Hi, the security and safety checks are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes, you can start boarding.
Okay.
And V2 is 143. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet today, and we'll use 1,500 and 3,000 for our thrust reduction and acceleration altitudes. We're going to be doing a flaps 1 takeoff with a flex takeoff temperature of 61 degrees. So that's the MCDU all set up. There are no altitude restrictions on our climb out, we've got no air traffic control on, so we can climb straight up all the way to flight level 380. Turn the flight director on, I'll catch up on the chat, and then we can do our before start checklist. Are you going to be able to play FS 2020 with a GTX 1650 Super and AMD Ryzen? Sector, I'm really not an expert on hardware, particularly graphics cards, but my guess is yes you will, and it won't be a problem. Good grief, Callan, that sounds horrific. Unfortunately, Flightzilla has informed me that the weather in Orly is not so hot today either. I think he had about a 200-foot ceiling when he approached there earlier today. So yeah, could be interesting, could be a bit more sweaty palms. Jason, you didn't get a tune. No, because you were too eager. You signed up to Club Filbert last night, but you are appreciated every bit as much, despite the lack of tune. Hello, de Medeiros, Tiago. I'm very well, thank you. I am taking you back to Paris. Yes. You live in Paris, do you? Awesome. Good. Simulation Gaming knows more about this than I do, so that's good news. Stuka, you're not missing a huge amount in Club Filbert, but I'll be talking about it a bit more when we're in the air. It's just for people who can afford to support the channel and want to, and you're 12 and you shouldn't be spending your money on supporting my channel. Press and hold the video next to the door lock button, then look at the bottom ecam. Oh, does it come up with a video screen? Awesome. That is awesome. Can you see that? I assume you can. So the bottom ecam there turns to a CCTV view. Very nice, very nice. Robert, hello, welcome to the stream, and yeah, there'll be plenty more. I'll do a couple of evening streams at some point as well, so that people on the other side of the pond can join in. I'm very well, thank you, Liam. Very, very well. And welcome to you, Smooth Flying, as well. Okay, let's get the show a little bit more on the road by doing our before start checklist down to the line.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADS.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Baro ref.
1016 set.
1016 set. Down to the line.
Good, so now all we need to do is wait for boarding to complete and for the door to be closed. In the meantime, we can tune in Unicom on the radio, and if you're unfamiliar with VATSIM, Unicom is a general traffic frequency for aeroplanes to tell each other what they're up to. So we'll announce pushback, taxi and takeoff and that sort of thing. And that's as good as it gets when there are no controllers on, sadly. Stuka, I don't know what you mean by a country human. What's a country human? In fact, What time is it? We're scheduled to depart at 10:55 local, which should be 9:55 Zulu. So we've got about 10 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll just fast forward the pre-flight events a little bit because there's no
Hi
point in us
guys,
sitting
here's the
there.
load sheet for you.
Thanks.
No problem, have a safe flight.
Turn the APU bleed on and sort out the air conditioning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today. As you locate your assigned seat, begin to place the smaller items coupled in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our ORBX department.
Unfortunately, FS2 crew cannot control the air stairs yet like it does the jetways.
Accommodate any items in
So
this
I've just
cabin,
requested
please
them.
bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also review the safety instruction in your seat pocket. If you're seated at an exit seat, also review the
And
exit
one day,
seat
hopefully, we'll have
criteria.
GSX. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, that's a sort of ground services and pushback add-on that we had for Prepared and FSX, and it was fantastic. So I'm hoping they'll bring it across before too long. Yes, this is live weather. Yes, indeed.
This is 746, stand out for 5, pushing back, facing south.
Now, who was that? One of you, I imagine. I, to be honest, I struggle to remember people's names, let alone their call signs. So don't tell me, because I'll just forget. Yes, I've heard good things about Skiathos, Jason. Yeah. Oh, is Air Corsica a brand new airline then, Smoothfly? I didn't know that. So you say you thought about booking it, but you didn't in the end. So at least you didn't lose out. But yes, I'd never heard of Air Corsica until I first flew into this airport. To be honest with you. Wizz Air is indeed pushing back, and I think that's you, Josh. Is it right? I heard you on the radio. No, you're the Air France. You're the Air France. See, this is why I decided not to bother trying to work out who's who. Someone did announce that they were the Wizz Air, so my apologies for the fact I've already forgotten who it was. Ah, right, yes. So Air Corsica's the new Corsair, essentially. Right, let's get back in the cockpit. Fast forward the pre-flight events a little bit, and we'll get underway a bit earlier.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yep.
Thanks, let me know if you need anything.
So the door is now closed. So I think we can make a little welcome announcement to our passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello to you from the flight deck. This is the captain speaking. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you aboard our flight today. Lovely to have you with us, and nice to see some of our frequent flyers as well. Just a note about our seatbelt policy. Whilst the signs are illuminated, please do ensure that your seatbelt is fastened. Once we get airborne, I do anticipate we'll be able to turn the seatbelt sign off, at which point you'll be free to get up and move about the
You
cabin.
are showing as an Air
we would
France to
advise
me.
that whilst you are seated, you keep the
Flight
seatbelt
Zero.
fastened
It's
and
just you
visible just
are
in case of any
halfway through the
unexpected
Air
lumps and
Corsica
bumps.
plane, but yes, you
Have
are
an
in
excellent cabin crew team on board with
This
us
is Flight
today.
Zero.
They shortly will be showing you a video briefing you on the safety features and procedures for this Airbus aircraft. Would ask that even if you are a frequent flyer, you do pay close attention to that briefing, as every
brilliant,
aircraft
George.
is slightly different. Thanks very much once again. I'll leave you in peace for now and hand you over to the cabin crew for that demonstration, and we'll be on our way very shortly. Thank you.
I did a flight to Niš the other day, and none of the controllers knew where that was, and I didn't really either. But it's in Serbia, nice part of the world. Right, let's finish our before start checklist.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Turn the beacon on before we do that, shall we?
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
Yes, it might be. Which add-on would I recommend you to buy if you've already got those ones? Ooh, interesting. I would say I'd say either Copenhagen or maybe Florence. Those are probably my
Bastia
next two
traffic with a
favourites
746
after those.
taxiing holding point, runway 34 via Alpha and Golf.
Gosh, Wizz Air has quite the good grasp of radio etiquette. Better not mess up. Right, let's make an announcement. We'll start our pushback. What stand are we on? Alpha 8, I think. Yes. Bastia traffic, Corsica 783 uniform, pushing back, stand Alpha 8.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Understood. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
France 123
at Stanport, pushing back and go towards runway 34.
With pushback helper, can you ask for steps if there's no jetty? I don't know. I don't use pushback helper. I have pushback express. But I think... Oh, this is interesting. Talking of
All ground
pushback,
equipment is clear. You can start the engines at your
the
discretion.
tug's not connected yet. It's still following us out. I think you can with pushback helper as well. Yeah, I think so.
Starting engine 2.
Oops, yes, I've changed that around. Would help if I turned the engine mode selector to start. Come on, Phil, but get it together. It's all the pressure of all these other aircraft around. I'm using AIVAL model matching. Smooth flying. And yes, as I say, I'm using Pushback Express and I'm driving the pushback tug myself, which is not terribly realistic, but it works better than guessing the distance in my experience, which is the other option. You just set a distance for pushback and it'll get on with it. And I'm starting to wonder if I should have quit while I was ahead with this pushback. No, it's alright, we'll keep going. We're going to end up on this taxiway centre line if it kills me. Hello Steve, I'm sorry to hear about your untimely demise in the 787. Yeah, it takes practice, it does. 787 is not easy to fly in this sim at all. Right, there we are, that'll do. And now we can start.
The push is
engine one.
complete. Please set the brakes.
Parking brake set.
Understood. Okay, so
Starting
the ground
engine
equipment
one.
is removed and the pin is out. Good engine starts from down here, and I see you on the right hand side with the pin.
Corsica
Thanks, and you can
65, so but will I have
disconnect and go to hand
enough space
signals.
to push
Thanks,
back
have
in
a good
front of you,
flight, and
or
we see you
shall I wait
later.
until you come past?
Welcome on board today. This is your purser speaking. Please direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety.
Station calling
There is an
Corsica
instruction card
783
in the
uniform.
seat
Yes, I
pocket
believe you
that
do. Go
illustrates
ahead.
the safety equipment on board this aircraft.
Thank you very much, cheers.
Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew
I forgot your call
instructions,
sign, Flight
the
Zilla.
lighted information signs and posted placard. Fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle.
Bastia traffic with a 746, holding short runway 34, line up for the immediate departure. Bastia traffic.
It is our policy that you keep your
Oh, it's good
seatbelt
to have a bit of
fastened at
company,
all times
even if I do
while
feel more under pressure than
Doors
usual.
are clearly marked with exit signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the nearest
Nice pushback right on the line in the
exit
end.
to you
In
and
the
note
end.
that the
Yes.
nearest
Air France 123, taxi.
In an emergency, lights will illuminate.
Air France A3, Air France 123, taxiing via Alpha to Golf, hold short runway 34.
Remain seated with your seatbelts fastened.
Right,
and
so
pull a
we've
mask
got 2
towards you
good
to
engine
start the
starts.
flow
We'll
of
turn the engine
oxygen.
mode selector back to normal.
Oxygen will be flowing through the mask. even
Pop
though
up
the
here,
bag
turn
will
off the
not inflate.
APU, bleed in the
Cover
APU,
your nose and mouth with
and
a
we'll
mask.
turn on the
Place
taxi
the
light while we're
electric
here.
band round your head
And now we can run the
and
after start
tighten
check.
by pulling
After start checklist.
Secure your own mask.
What
before
did I
lifting.
just
Anti-ice.
Your
Set.
life jacket is
ECAM
located
status.
under your seat.
Checked.
Tighten
Pitch
straps,
trim.
and once
Pitch
outside
trim
the
I
aircraft,
haven't set, I
pull
want
on the tabs to
26%,
inflate
which
your
is
jacket.
normally roughly what it's at.
If the jacket fails to
Yeah.
inflate, use the tube
26%
placed near the neck.
set.
Rudder
Your
trim.
jacket is equipped with a light
0.
that will
After start
automatically
checklist
illuminate.
complete.
Flight control
This
check.
is a non-smoking flight.
Full up.
Smoking is not permitted in the
Full
cabin
down.
or
Neutral.
in the lavatories. Cabin lights
Full
will now
left.
be turned off. Reading light
Full
buttons
right.
are located
Neutral.
over your head.
Rudder.
Thank you very much for your attention.
Full left. Full right. Neutral.
How did I get an outside view? I have a joystick button assigned to change the camera to external and a keyboard button to change it to drone view. So this is drone view, which you can move around freely if you sync it with your joystick axes. And this is the default external view, which allows you to spin around the aircraft. Can't remember which one I was using when you asked. Hello Samsonite, nice to see you. Yes, it is busy. We've got, there are 4 of us I think flying today, this route, which is nice. Right, and as soon as Flightzilla gets moving, we'll...
Bastia traffic with a 746 is airborne on Akuti to Romeo, departure passing 3,000 feet.
Yes, yeah, so all of this is done through VATSIM. Yeah, that's right.
Bastia traffic, Corsica 225, taxiing and holding short of runway 34 via Alpha and Golf.
Oh, I get what you mean. You're supposed to be showing as Air Corsica, but you're actually showing as Air France. I'm with you. I thought it was the other way around. I thought you were mistaking your plane for the static that's parked up there. Bastia traffic, Corsica 783 uniform, taxiing to hold short runway 35 via Alpha and Golf.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
And it's quite a short taxi out today, so we'll get started on getting set up for takeoff. Auto brake to max.
Air France 123, clearing for takeoff.
And we'll turn on the TCAS. Turn that to all, not that it does anything. Weather radar and predictive wind shear sorted. And now we can start our before takeoff checklist. Turn on the old track IR so I can look around. Ding the cabin crew.
Cabin crew seats for takeoff.
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flat setting.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
V1 156, VR 156, V2
Bastia traffic,
159.
Corsica
V1, 156,
225 is
VR,
lining up and waiting runway
156,
34.
V2, 159, ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
And I just breezed through that checklist on autopilot before realising that I have not set up the V-speeds and FS2 crew. But we can do that while we're holding short, no biggie. Have I got the record and playback option? No. Should I have? Oh, or are you talking about the add-on that's I think currently in beta? I haven't. The answer's no on either can anyway.
Air France 123, coming up flight level 030, going to Akuti.
those V-speeds. 142, 142, 143.
Bastia traffic, Corsica 225 is taking off runway 34.
Okay, that's that sorted. So we should get the call-outs at the right time. And let's sit here and watch Flight to List take off, shall we? The outside views on my Club Filbert video were all done with the drone, so you can unlink the drone from the aircraft and move it around freely without it following the aircraft. That's how I did that. It took me, honestly, about 6 hours to do that 2-minute video, and I'm happy with the footage, but I'm not happy with what I say on it, really. I think it just sounds a little bit too... don't know. I'm going to re-record the soundtrack anyway at some point. And there he goes. So we'll turn on our strobe lights, we'll turn on our landing lights, nose light to takeoff, and we will finish the before takeoff checklist.
Below the line.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff. Takeoff runway.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Packs.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Your announcements are fine, Josh. I wouldn't worry about it. I thought that was very professional. Bastia traffic, Corsica 783, uniform, line up and take off, runway 34. Oh, thanks, Steve. I'm glad you thought so. Hello, Edgar X Empire. Yes, I'm glad you're here as well. Okay. Given Flightzilla just about enough time to get clear, I think, so let's do it.
Ready?
Ready.
Take off.
Before I do, I'm just going to try and work out why my taskbar is obscuring my screen. There we are.
Bastia traffic, Corsica 225 passing through 4,000 feet, heading direct to Akuti.
Manflex, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue.
Check. Thrust set. $100 knots.
Check.
I didn't get any speed call-outs. That's
V1,
odd.
rotate, positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
I guess that's because I changed them in Flight Crew A320 after we'd already run that part of the checklist. So my fault.
Autopilot 1. AP1.
Check.
Well, welcome to the sky. And this seems like a good opportunity to point out that it would be awesome if those of you who haven't yet subscribed to the channel do so, and do please click the thumbs up button underneath the video if you like what you see.
Flap 0.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Bastia traffic, Corsica 783 uniform, passing 4,000 feet, Akuti 2 Romeo departure. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Jason. I'm happy with the video itself. It's just I think I sound a bit insincere, and I'm not. I am Anyway, I'll think about it. You're thinking about changing one of the airports through the SDK. Oh, that's exciting, Christopher. Yeah, good idea. Have a little play. Thanks, Edgar. And thank you, Ahmed. Gosh, quite the rate of climb we're getting today. Josh, you're going to land on runway 6 at Orly, okay. I haven't even got as far as checking the weather yet, but I'll join you if that works. It is a lovely little island, this, isn't it? Right, so we've passed through the transition altitude, so we'll set the pressure to standard.
Set standard.
Standard, cross-checked, passing flight level 096. Now.
Check. After takeoff, climb checklist.
Almost,
Landing gear.
Almost. Just do this checklist and then, yes, I'll be with you, enjoying the views.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On.
Down to the line.
Below the line.
Barrow ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff checklist complete.
So we're past 10,000 feet now, so landing lights can come off. And it's nice and smooth, so we'll turn the seatbelts off now as well. Welcome to the sky. And we will do a few wing views and a little bit of outside view and try and take it all in. Yeah, I really like the Air Corsica livery as well. Yeah, still without the custom wing views, but it's alright, because if I can remember how, yes I can, we can do all sorts of wing views, but I can't remember how. There we are, there's a bit, you see a nice bit of Corsica out the window. You need to learn a little bit of Blender. Yes, I know nothing about 3D modelling at all, I'm afraid. What's given you runway 24 at Orly, Flightzilla? Let me have a little look at the METAR, see what actually makes sense. LFPO. Yeah, winds 240 at 7 knots. I would say runway 24 makes more sense than the other option. Hello, Captain Colin 737. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you're a little bit late, but don't you worry. No, I haven't, Jason. No, I haven't. Hello, Irish Aviator. And Ahmed, you like the outside view? You shall have the outside view. Anyway, before you all disappear to get on with your lives, which I know a lot of you will after takeoff, and hopefully you'll come back for landing, I do want to talk to you a little bit about Club Filbert, which is my new membership scheme, YouTube membership scheme. So there are 2 tiers, there's Club Filbert Bronze and Club Filbert Silver, and what they offer you essentially is the chance to offer me a little bit of money each month to support the growth of the channel. It's entirely optional, no one will be left out, the rest of the channel will carry on as usual, but you do get a couple of little perks. So in Club Filbert Bronze and Silver, you get custom, what are they called? Custom icons next to your name, just like Jason Ollie71 is showing off here. You get access to some custom emojis, and you also get access to the Club Filbert Lounge, which is a private channel or 2 private channels I should say, on my Discord server. Additionally, with Club Filbert Silver, you get a private live stream once a month, which we'll discuss on the server in terms of routes and when works for all of us. So it's just going to be a little bit laid back, a little bit more laid back than this sort of thing, and yeah, we'll have a little chat as we fly, and we'll decide the route between us. So that is Club Filbert, and if you would like to join, you can click the join button just below this video in YouTube. But absolutely no obligation whatsoever. So that's it. I've been dreading making that spiel. I have to promote it, otherwise no one will know about it. But that's all you'll hear about Club Filbert for the remainder of the flight. Flightzilla, yes, I hope so. It would be good to have a bit of control. Yeah. Stucker, don't worry. Nice to have you here briefly, and I'll see you soon. Yeah, I agree, Open Wheeler. Yeah, the mask looks very nice indeed. Trying to remember now which button I pressed to go to the other wing view without having to bring up the menu, and I can't remember, so I'll do it in the menu. The Club Filbert Lounge voice chat doesn't work in the streams. No, that's just for general chit chat when I'm not streaming, basically. And of course, as someone asked earlier, nothing else on the channel is changing. Bimbles around Britain will still be open to everyone, so I hope to see as many of you as possible next Saturday at 1400 Zulu when we'll be doing the next leg. I haven't planned it yet, but it'll be hopefully over the very north of Scotland and take us around certainly towards the east coast of the UK. Hello Captain Mods, welcome to the stream, nice to see you. And there's Corsica gradually receding behind us. So if we have a look at the MCD, it'll give us some idea of when we can expect to arrive. I'm assuming, though I can't see it myself, that the little bar at the top of the stream is working, is it? Just open Streamlabs and have a look. Can't see it with this light. Let's look at the footwell and have a look. Yeah, it seems to be. Good. So as I was saying, we are now expected to arrive in Orly at 11:15 UTC, which will be 12:15 local. So we've got about an hour left to fly, which seems about right. Oh no, Jason, that's two you've missed because of work, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry to hear it. Can I show the routing on Navigraph? I can absolutely show the routing on Navigraph, yep. I tend to only load Navigraph on the computer when necessary because my creaking system doesn't like too much open at once, but I can certainly do it now we're in the cruise. Here we are, here is Navigraph. So as you can see, we took off north-northeast, made a turn to the west, and I know Flightzilla cut this corner, he flew direct there. And I thought we won't do the same to make sure we're not on top of each other when it comes to landing. So we're going to be flying over mainland France, coasting in over Nice, passing just to the east of Grenoble and Lyon, and then we've got quite a long star today, which will be joining near La Creusot, and then making our way to Orly, just south of Paris. So that is the plan, and while we're here I'll show you our departure routing. It's very simple, Sid, and I still want to do a tutorial on how to read airport charts at some point, but I've got so much else to be getting on with, so many reviews outstanding.
Ladies and gentlemen,
can't do it at the moment. Anyway, you can see the only restriction was that we had to be at or above 430 feet before commencing our right turn. We flew up to Girag and turned left to Akuti. So there you have it, that is the gist of our routing.
And also for your own safety. Thank you.
So far, which airport is the one I like the most? It's got to be Cologne-Bonn, I think. It's either Cologne-Bonn or Las Vegas, Andrea. Those are my top two. How long does it take to show new channels on Discord for supporters? Keffel, the honest answer is I'm not too sure that the bot is working. I've added people manually up till now, and I will add you manually as soon as I finish this stream. I would like to upgrade my PC, Openwheeler, but I'm not desperate to do it. I think the performance that I get at the moment is acceptable. I suppose I would like the stutters to go away. I do have occasional stutters, but if you look at that departure, as smooth as butter, and it seems silly to spend loads of money on PC components when I'm getting that kind of performance. Yes, I hope we will have a nice view of Nice and Monaco. Should have a nice view of Nice and Monaco. Yes, let's hope so. You want to? Yeah, I want a Skiffle scenery as well, Samsonite. Do the next flight to Nevada? Yeah, I will. I might. I'm sort of taking a break from the US at the moment. I don't know why. There's no real reason for it. But yeah, next time I'm in the States, I think I will fly to Las Vegas. I must spend a lot on add-ons. I have to say I get a lot of them for free now off the developers. So I get press copies for review, which is the perk of doing the reviews, really. Oh, my mic is low, is it? Let me have a look at that. Thanks for letting me know. I'll try and turn it up. I think, yes, it doesn't seem to be peaking quite as high as it normally does. I don't know why. I'll adjust the sound settings if I can remember how. Okay, I've turned my microphone up a little bit in the Windows control panel, tweaking it a little bit, looking at the levels. So I'm just going to witter on for a little bit. Turned it up to 98%. Is that okay, or is that a bit too loud? Let me know. I'll leave it there until someone tells me it's no good. Oh, the chat is in the stream. Despite all my chat at the beginning about how sorry we can't have the chat popping up in the stream, it seems to work even though I'm not streaming through Restream.io. So that's good. Fine. So quite a rapid climb up to flight level 380 it seems. It's good. Quite light today, that's probably why. Better, good. Canary Island scenery I'm confident will come from MK Studios eventually. After they release Helsinki, I imagine that they'll start on some of the Canary Islands because they had great Canary scenery for P3D. A flight to Lisbon would be very nice. I like Lisbon, but again there's no scenery for it at the moment. MK Studios again have a very nice Lisbon scenery for P3D that I hope they'll bring across. And or Arlander. Yeah, ORBX are taking their time with Arlander, aren't they? I'm certainly not familiar with any Canary Island scenery at all, Jason. Lovely views on the right there of the Alps. I know. I think a lot of people are desperate for a decent Islander. Yeah, it's the airport we really need. But hopefully, because MK Studios are now working or releasing things through ORBX, it should be fully compatible with the city scene when it does arrive. Lovely view down to the right when you make the turn at Pigos. Yes, I think this is what I've just discovered, Flightzilla. We're nearly at Pigos. But yeah, we'll have a closer look. Hello, Rob. Oh, that's really good. Who announced Palmer? Ah, lovely view of Monaco. Excellent. I look forward to that. Right, I'm just having a quick look at my arrival routing on my iPad. I want to get that set up before too much longer. Oh, we were talking about runway 24, weren't we? Now, I don't know how Orly works, but looking at the map of it, I would expect runway 24 to be used for departures and runway 25 to be used for arrivals. So I think I'm going to set up for a 25 arrival, which is not to say you lot can't all land on 24. Doesn't make much odds. We may even end up with a parallel approach, but yeah, it'll be 25 for me. Have I ever been to Corsica? No, never. I'd love to go though. I'd love to go. Ah yes, this must be Monaco down there. And if I go to this view, hopefully I'll be able to do a bit of zooming. I'll get a slightly better look. Not a great look, because it's quite blurry when you zoom in. But that'll do us. Yeah, I've never really fancied skiing, but I do fancy the après-ski stuff. And the beautiful scenery. And this is the right turn that Flightzilla was talking about. Can we see Nice Airport? It's a good question. Should be able to, I would have thought it should be. Yes, there it is. There's Nice Airport. And the town of Nice, which looks very nice as well. Is that Nice or is that still Monaco? Not sure. Interesting. Just Flight are quite new to sceneries, I think, aren't they? Oh yes, I remember seeing this now. Now you've posted it. And I remember thinking at the time, oh, Just Flight are quite new to sceneries. I wonder if they'll be any good. Looks good though, doesn't it, from the pictures? Okay, that's good advice, Rob. Thank you. Ah, the Promenade des Anglais. I've heard of it. I've never been to Nice either, but it's a famous street, isn't it? Finbar, welcome! And Neil, thank you very much for your membership. Welcome aboard to Club Filbert. Right, I think we should start setting up for the arrival because I don't like to be leaving things till the last minute. We know where we're going to land.
I have control.
We know our star. Interesting. Aircraft has decided to overspeed. Am I still in climb? Yes, I am. I mean, I was, yeah. Let's try bringing down the speed. I don't know if we can do that in the perf page. So it's trying to do 290, is it? No, it's not. We'll just engage selected Mac mode and turn it down until we're out of that red arc. Yes, did I buy Just Flight's A320? I can't remember. I definitely had... I remember Wilco's A320 being the first one I ever flew. And I flew the Aerosoft and I flew the FS Labs. I don't know if I ever did buy the Just Fly one. But the Wilco Field Air one was amazing for its time. I remember being very excited by that. Right, anyway, now we've averted disaster with overspeeding. Let's set up for our arrival. So we are indeed going to be following Ardo 9 Whiskey. I think. Said that with a lot more confidence than I felt. Yes, indeed we are. And that's going to take us to Air Boma. And then there are some RNAV transitions which aren't particularly well supported here. But we'll see what happens. So we're going to choose ILS 25. And transition up Malba. Yes, that looks right. And to make sure it's right, we're going to come up here, switch to plan mode, and if I can get the view right, which I never can, we'll step through and make sure it makes sense. So from Malba to MLN. And then in the real world we would get vectors, but we can't get vectors, so it's introduced some waypoints for us. And that all looks eminently flyable, doesn't it? Good news. So we can switch back to arc mode, which obviously shows us where we are on our route. We'll get the latest meta, and I will show you these routings in Navigraph once I've set them up. Winds 230 now at 9 knots. Broken clouds at 3,400 feet. QNH of 1023 and a temperature of 4. So if we go to the perf page, go through to approach, which I always try and do with the left and right arrows rather than this button. 1023. Temperature of 4. 230 at 9. Transition altitude would normally be given by ATC, but seeing as we don't have any ATC, I'm going to use 1,000 feet above the departure transition altitude, so 6,000, flight level 60 I should say, for the transition level. And the runway 25 ILS minimums are 487 feet Barrow. So that's that set up. We'll double check the ILS frequency has been automatically programmed, and it hasn't, so that's going to be 111.75. We'll use auto brake medium, I think. And that's us set up for the arrival. So we'll take back control from the co-pilot. I'll catch up with the chat and I'll show you all that in Navigraph. Right, who's here? Yes, Finbar, welcome, and welcome to Bronze Neil indeed. Yeah, we've done that. The Air France and Wizz Air in front of Flightzilla are about 5-10 miles apart. Yeah, the race is on. I'm taking it easy back here. You'll notice I've dialed down to 0.74 Mach. Let's just try putting it back into managed mode and see if it avoids overspeeding again. Looks like it will. Mako Simulations, welcome, sir. This is Max, who is the creator of the fantastic Manchester scenery that I did a preview video of a couple of months ago, and it's come on leaps and bounds since then, I must say. Why would I be overspeeding at 38,000 feet? Because the aircraft doesn't know its bottom from its elbow. Thoughts on shared cockpit? It's pretty good, Rob. It's not without fault, but I'm actually planning a shared cockpit stream with Kevin, who's another one of my regulars. We've been doing a bit of practice with it, and I have to say 9 out of 10 times your controls is working pretty good now. So yeah, that is coming. Someone did announce they were flying the Wizz Air, Josh. I cannot remember who. Do you know, Christopher, I don't think I can have got the Just Fly one. I don't remember that, but I remember getting a Concorde from someone which had a VHS tape about flying the plane, which was very exciting. How do you step through on the MCDU? Using the up and down arrows, like that. Thank you, Neil. It's really nice to have you here, and it's particularly nice to have you in Club Filbert, so thank you for that. Oh, really, Castle? What's she off to Reykjavik for? Work or pleasure? I suppose it's work, isn't it? Everything's work these days. My monitor specs. I have an LG ultrawide. It's in the video description under the right at the bottom under my specs. There isn't shared cockpit in MSFS, no, but there's an add-on, a freeware add-on called Your Controls, which allows you to do shared cockpit. Yes, all of you three who are ahead of me, do let me know if you need me to slow down. I will. I'm at Mach 0.778 at the moment. And while I've been busy planning my arrival, we're missing out on all this fantastic scenery. So yeah, let's pop outside and have a look at it. TCAS works now? You're joking? That's been a really, really important missing feature for a long time. It's very exciting. I almost want to get unrealistically close to someone now just to test it out. It's her second trip to Reykjavik. For a year or longer, good grief. That's a long time to be away. You'll miss her, won't you? Thank you, Edgar. No, this is live snow, Bowman. I've definitely flown over the Alps and they've been green except for the very peaks before now. So it is some kind of live weather intervention. TS does work on the toeless A320 and in fact any add-on Airbus aircraft that's been produced to date, but don't forget this is a default aircraft with a free mod, so it's still quite something that the fly-by-wire guys have managed to get it working, in my opinion. Oh. I didn't know there were people on other sims flying with us. Are you flying the tow list then, flights, whoever it was? Who said to... Okay, I see what's going on now. Right. No, ignore me. It's someone on another sim whose TCAS works. Yeah, I mean it's really impressive what they've done with the snow. I just can't wait for them to do something similar with seasonal textures. Right, I'm just going to go and get a glass of water. Won't be a minute. Right, I'm back. Oh yes, let's hope you get to visit her castle. That'd be nice. And thank you for the 31 likes, all of you, and Jason in particular for being, I assume, number 31. Hello, William, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was getting excited as well, Open Wheeler. Do you know, I've never flown the TOLIS. In fact, I've barely flown X-Plane. But I do really miss the FS Labs Airbuses. I suppose we ought to think a little bit about descent planning. So we want to be at Mulber at flight level 110. And we don't see how far away we are from Mulber at the moment. It's quite tricky, quite tricky. Anyway, we need to lose 28,000 feet, so we need to start our descent 54 miles. Is that right? No. $84 miles, isn't it? 84 miles before Mulber. So yeah, we've got a bit of time to play with for now. Quite a long way, actually. But we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, how come I'm not live on Twitch? Because I made Twitch affiliate, and it turns out that if you make Twitch affiliate, you have to stream exclusively on Twitch. They won't let you dual stream to YouTube as well. And because I've got far more YouTube subscribers than Twitch followers, I had to make a decision, and YouTube was the obvious option, basically. I miss streaming on Twitch though, because the lag was significantly less. I'm almost tempted to email them and ask if they can allow me to stream on both, because I can't see the sense to them in losing me completely as a streamer. Yeah, I only have something like 70 followers on there, but can't hurt, can it? Oh, I'm going to miss this dual approach fun. It's a shame. The other option is that I just stop being a Twitch affiliate. But given I had issues with Streamlabs and it won't let me stream to Restream.io, which is what I used to use to stream to both platforms anymore without paying for their premium subscription, I might not be able to stream to both of them anyway. Anyway, I was going to show you our arrival plans, wasn't I? I'll do that now. Just load it up. Absolute carnage on VATSIM today around the Paris area. But you know, this is what they get for not having any controllers on. Right, let's have another look at Navigraph. So as you can see, we're on the main cruise part of our route at the moment, just north of Grenoble, southeast of Lyon. And this is our arrival routing. So we're doing the Ardol, aren't we? Yeah, Ardol 9 Whiskey. Which takes us up here. We have to be below flight level 280, or at or below, by FF306. Below flight level 180 at Okrix, and we have to be slower than 280 knots. Below 12,000 feet here, and at 10,000 feet here. So that's the plan. And then from Molba, we're going to be following something approaching the Molba 6 Echo transition, which will take us to Melun, and then onwards to our initial approach fix. But these little arrows that you can see here, they mean you would expect radar vectors from that point, which as things stand we unfortunately won't get. And then we'll be on to the ILS phase, so we'll be doing a standard ILS approach to runway 25. And there you have it, that is our arrival routing. Do you know, all of this talk of flying through the middle of people and don't descend on top of me, I'm not disappointed. I'm a little way back from you guys. Just in case air traffic control comes online. Oh wow, I'm just looking at VATSPY. You are very bunched up, aren't you? Brilliant. We're going to do the shared cockpit stream to Vienna. Haven't decided where from yet, but hopefully if it goes well, it won't be the only one we do. Yes, thank you all for the likes. Thank you very much. You lot must be missing the wing views. There you go. And as well as the likes, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. That's one of my favourite things. The only things I like more than that are people signing up as members to Club Filbert and making donations.
811 is 12 miles final runway 0.
Ah, that's it. A and Shift A. There we are. That's how we change between the wing views. Thank you, Lava Man. Thank you very much. Yes, it's a fair way off still, but obviously another exciting milestone. You're very welcome, Edgar. We're all going in the hold for being naughty. Absolutely. So we've got Geneva off to our right somewhere, probably slightly too far away to see. Yes, I certainly can't see it. And Lyon off to our left, which might be visible just behind us somewhere. That's Lyon Airport down here. And the main bulk of Lyon, I think, is this sort of area here. How are we doing for our arrival? So Marlborough we want to be at flight level 100, and that's the one I said we needed to descend 84 miles beforehand, didn't I? We also need to be below flight level 280 by FF306 here. So we need to descend either 30 nautical miles before that or 84 nautical miles before that, whichever comes sooner. But you know, when there's no ATC on, no one's going to get cross at you for missing a restriction. I'm on 122.8 flight zone. I'm still quite a long way off though, so yeah, you're a lot closer than me. I'm definitely getting the text. I'm about 160 nautical miles away, and I think you're much closer than that probably now, aren't you? can see you all as just one big blob unless I zoom right in. I wish you could measure distance in vPilot, that would be very useful. You are on 122.8, right? So yeah, I'm a long way behind you in spite of overspeeding for a portion of the flight. So just to warn you all, tomorrow's flight from Dubai to Islamabad, I'm almost definitely going to do using Pilot to ATC because I think the chances of there being anyone on VATSIM in that part of the world are quite slim. I'll have a look. If there's anyone on when I start, then I'll do it on VATSIM. Otherwise, I'll go back to Pilot to ATC just for the one flight. So the distance between Ardol here and FF306 is 46.6 nautical miles. And one of the features of Navigraph, which I'm currently looking at on my iPad, but I can also show you on here, is that it shows you your exact position on the chart. I'll just bring it up again quickly. So as you can see, we're about to arrive at Ardol, and yeah, so we're going to need to be below flight level, at or below flight level 280 by here. So I think we'll start our descent round about here if we need to. Oh dear, someone on VATSIM in the MSFS 7478 is having to abandon his flight because the plane's pitching up and uncontrollable. Okay, so we can reduce the range on our ND now, which will give us a clearer picture of what's going on. So we're still not 84 miles from Mulba, but I think what we'll do now is start a descent to flight level 280, which will make sure we make that FF306 altitude restriction. Kevin, hello! I was just talking about you. Someone asked me what I thought of the shared cockpit add-on, and I told them about our plans for Sunday, next Sunday. Well, this coming Sunday. How are things with you anyway? By the way, I have acquired the Milan Malpensa scenery. I've got a press copy of that, so I'm going to be having a look at it as soon as I've got Southend done. Good, I'm pleased. Josh, yeah, that sounds yeah, that's exactly the sort of reason why I don't fly the 747. I'm very excited about the PMDG 744 coming across. I'll definitely be doing some streams in that, and the same goes for the Quality Wings 787. But yeah, the default 747 is very broken, even with the mod. So I'm just monitoring our descent. In the real aircraft you have a green arc which shows you exactly where you're going to hit your altitude target, which of course is so far not implemented in the A320nx. So we're now levelling off at flight level 280, which gives us 18,000 feet to lose by Mulber, or before. So we need to continue our descent 54 miles from Mulber. May as well stay up here for now. Yes, I've heard the same, Christopher. Yes, and it's not. I don't think it's the autopilot system per se. I think it's something to do with the way the navigation database is interpreted, isn't it? I know that Flybo are working on a custom autopilot. I'm not sure of all the details, but I think this is something different, which allows you to follow stars and RNAV transitions in particular, and RNAV approaches more accurately. So that's very exciting. I haven't flown the CJ4 since the latest update, so I'm planning on having a little go at that this evening and seeing how well it works. Sukhoi, welcome, nice to see you. Hello. Yeah, they do, Morton, but they are on it. They're definitely working on it. And I have to say, what they've achieved with the default FMGC and autopilot is pretty impressive. It would just be quite nice to do proper managed VNAV style climbs and descents. So you'll notice, talking of altitude and speed constraints, it slowed us to 280 knots, which is what we need to be at by ORBX. So that is this one here. In fact, it's wrong. It's saying we need to be at 250 knots. Shabby here doesn't have a speed restriction in reality. ORBX has, but it's 280 knots, so we can always go into manage speed mode. Nice of you to join us on your break. We are here. I'll give you more details once I've had a look at Navigraph. So we're not far from Paris now, just southeast of Paris, northwest of Dijon. No big cities around for us to see from here really then. Oh, thank you very much, William. Thank you. Appreciate it. I will do my best to keep it up. I do have a bit of a backlog of reviews to do, but I'll be getting on with that as soon as this flight's over. So the next one's going to be Southend, which I filmed. I just need to edit it now. Have I heard of Flyzilla? Not only have I heard of Flyzilla, but he's flying this very route as we speak, and he's in the chat. He's just a bit ahead of me. Hello, Brandon. Nice to see you. How are you? I'm all right. Okay, I think we may as well continue our descent to 10,000 now. I know, Suko, I bet the developer's thinking the same thing. It's pretty much Wizz Air at the moment if you want to fly an A320 out of Southend, isn't it? It's your only option. A little bit more wing action for you, how's that? This is turning into quite a YouTube / VATSIM loving, isn't it? Looking at the charts, it'll be a long taxi to Stans. Are you landing on 2-4?
Corsica 225, what is the current airspeed for 0746?
Oh, I can hear someone, so I'm obviously within range. I'm going to be parking at stand Romeo 22. Thanks, Christopher. I think when I was designing the logo, I thought, well, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. I don't know if I'll like streaming. I'll just bosh something together. But actually, I've grown to like my little Filbert. He doesn't take things too seriously. And I try not to as well, although you wouldn't know it with some of my approaches. Oh, I didn't do 7 of them, Jason. I did 4. I did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They weren't too bad. They weren't too bad. I just would really rather not have to go to work, you know.
One zero zero.
I'm just going to type my intentions into the vPilot chat because it goes a bit further than voice comms, and I don't want to get in the way of any other Paris arrivals. Inbound via Ardol 9 Echo and Mulber 6 Echo. You have 2 days off now. Excellent news. I have 3 including today, and then I'm on nights. Oh, that's good. So at least you've got a good long rest after it, Jason. I'm just the wrong side of my week off, which I have every 5 weeks. How are we doing descent-wise? We're just over, or nearly over, Ocrix. And we should ideally be below flight level 180, which we're not, so we'll add in a little bit of speed brake. And it's decided that it no longer wants to follow the speed constraints, so we'll do that manually. We should be at 280 knots or less.
Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
But by the next waypoint we need to be at 250 knots or less, so we'll put that in manually. And we'll turn on the seatbelt sign because we're less than 20 minutes away now. And other than that, everything seems to be going swimmingly. Except for the fact we are a little high still. Why does your sim crash when you select free flight? Oh, I don't know, Captain Austin. It could be 101 things. I'm really not sure, I'm afraid. Yes, I work rotating shifts. I do 12-hour days and 12-hour nights.
Corsica 225 is inbound on the Ardol 9 Whiskey. Inbound Mike Lima November, expecting the ILS runway 25.
The next streaming... Oh, thank you, Ahmed. I'm glad you're enjoying it. The next stream is tomorrow at 1400 Zulu, and we're flying from Dubai to Islamabad. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, then you won't miss anything. Oh, you're in Dubai. Awesome. Yes, that's someone else I know who lives in Dubai requested this stream. Tomorrow's stream, and I didn't think there was a scenery for Islamabad, but there is. So, yeah, he's from Pakistan and he lives in Dubai. So I thought, why not? Let's do it. Time to brighten those displays, you might be right. Yeah, 6 o'clock starts are awful, Samsonite.
Ollie traffic, Corsica 225, passing through flight level 085, descending to 3,000 feet for the ILS runway 25 at Paris Orly.
So we've made our altitude constraint of flight level 120 or below at Iboma, and we will make our 10,000 feet altitude restriction for Mulba.
Corsica 225, we just 746, I'm trying to give you 6 miles or so separation, and coming behind you on ILS 25, just make sure you're located on my high-speed exit, and then coming down behind you.
We're flying PIA. We're flying PIA. Yeah, I know. I know. I need some sun as well. Hello, Stuart. You're expecting Uber butter, right? Good. I love it when people make these assertions. Oh, you're from Nigeria. Cool.
Orly traffic now descending to 040 from 123.
Yeah, 4:15 starts are crazy. I would not enjoy that at all.
With 746 Corsica 225, just for clarification, I will try and exit either Whiskey 34 or Whiskey 35. Corsica 225.
Roger, with that.
Mason Jason, no problem at all. There's going to be a little bit of a crosswind today, I believe. So I'll see what I can do. That's all I will say. Dazza, nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. It's been a while. Yes, I'm very well. How are you? Well, oh, I already have armed the speed brakes. Good. Right, we're about to pass 10,000 feet, so we'll turn on the landing lights. And we're about to potentially go through some clouds, so we'll turn on the engine anti-ice as well. Right, so we've passed this waypoint. We'll descend to 8,000. Will we? Or is it a bit early? About 40 miles to run. We need to be down to 3,000 by here. It's probably a little bit early. Yes, I know PIA don't have a great reputation, but that's because they've never employed me, Samsonite. I do. You see, I do a strange combination of talking myself up and talking myself down. Orly will be easy. We'll see. We'll see. I hope so. Let's get the latest weather. Of course, it also depends on how close the sim live weather is to the meta. So we're expecting winds of 8 knots from 230. Yeah, it should be all right. Should be all right. Still, the weather's brightened up since you were last here from the looks of things, Flightzilla. That's something. No 200-foot cloud bases. Okay, I think we'll start down once we pass Melun. Yeah, the poor visibility is... Mike, so the A320 should level out just above 10,000 feet and slow to 250 knots. In this sim, it doesn't do it anymore. It used to. Orly traffic, Corsica 783 uniform, overhead Mike Lima November, descending 8,000 for ILS approach to runway 25, Orly.
Orly traffic, Air France 123, established on the localizer for runway 24.
You'd like to see
With
more
that,
flights in
Corsica
tropical
225,
environments?
Orly traffic, Corsica 225 is established on...
I would like to do more tropical flying. But the trouble is the lack of airports. I really hate arriving at autogen airports because it spoils the whole flight for me, just seeing these generic blocky buildings. But as soon as there's some decent scenery for more tropical islands or yes, places like the Philippines, then I will be all over it.
Also, in preparation for landing, please turn off all electronic devices, though these devices within all other carrier items. Please use caution when opening the overhead bin, as items may have shifted during the flight. Please stow your tray tables, courtesy.
Excellent news, Flightzilla. Excellent news.
We'll be landing shortly. Thank you.
So we should be able to allow it back into managed speed mode now, and it'll start slowing us down for our approach. We can give it a little bit of a helping hand with the speed brakes. Orly traffic, Corsica 783 uniform, overhead Papa Oscar 610, descending 3,000 feet for ILS 25. Yeah, I'll certainly do a Canaries, Jason, yeah, for sure.
Orly traffic, with a 746, established localizer, runway 25, 10 miles final.
Okay, so the spacing is fine. I mean, we're 10 miles away from being established, so nothing to worry about. Hope, touch wood.
With that 746, Corsica 225, with that should give us about 5 miles separation.
Roger, I see you on the display. 5 miles is fine. With a 746.
Hello, Max. Welcome to the stream.
See you on stand.
Reminds you of the green dots again on the flight display. What do you mean, Jason? Oh, you want me to remind you of the green dot on the fly? Oh, sorry, I misread that. I thought you said it does remind you of it. So this green dot is our, it's called green dot speed. It's where we will extend flaps 1. So we've passed through the transition level, so we'll set local pressure.
1016 set.
1016 set.
And of course I forgot to actually set it, which was silly.
900.
Corsica from 760 from Yankee from Quebec 4, runway 27 left, take off.
Now.
Check.
So now we've done that, we can do the approach checklist.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Baro ref.
1023 set.
1023 set. Minimum. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
So I am conscious that we are too high here.
Wizz Air 746 to Corsica 225 is
unfortunately
vacating Whiskey 34. Roger,
the S speed is where we'll extend flaps 2 and put the gear down probably.
And Corsica 225 is vacated, runway 25.
France 123 has to vacate at end of runway due to restrictions on the map. We'll inform you when I've vacated Airbus 123.
And as soon as this purple diamond starts moving across, we'll arm the approach mode. Should be able to do it at any point, but it makes this aircraft do weird things. In fact, we'll arm the localizer mode first because we shouldn't be intercepting the glide slope until 3000. Okay, so now let's switch to approach mode. Arm the speed brake. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Orly traffic, Corsica 783 uniform, established final, runway 25, 8 mile final.
Orly traffic, Air France 123 have vacated runway 6.
Checked.
Taxiing to Tango 26 via Whiskey 47, Whiskey 1, Lima 3, Whiskey 2, Whiskey 3.
So we're actually going to check our flap extension speed, so it's maximum 200, we're going to extend a bit early.
Speed
1
checked.
Via Whiskey 4, Lima Foxtrot, Whiskey 2.
Flaps 2.
Gear down.
Gear down.
We'll ding the cabin. Extend flaps 3 at 185 knots or less, so let's do that now.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked.
It's been 165 now. No, 185.
Orly traffic with a 746 vacated runway 25 on Whiskey 36.
Flaps full.
Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Auto brake.
Low.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Ah, and the live weather so far is showing less of a crosswind than we were expecting. It's more or less dead on the nose, which is good.
Correction on the taxi route, Corsica 225 is going to taxi Whiskey 1, Lima 2, Whiskey 2 to avoid the aircraft just push back.
Checked.
Thanks, Christopher. That is a better and more accurate explanation than I gave. Right, sterile cockpit now for the landing, and I'll speak to you again once we're parked up.
With Air 746, taxiing to gate via Whiskey 1, Lima 1, Whiskey 2.
100 above. 300. Minimum.
Continue.
Spoilers. Reverse, green. Decel.
With Air 746 Corsica 225, which gate are you parking at? I'll come park near you.
Corsica 225, I've got two Airbus 320 Neos from left and right. I'll just follow one of you.
No problem. I'm going to taxi via Lima 2, Whiskey 2 to Delta 02.
Roger, take a stand nearby.
Welcome to Orly.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign and the aircraft is parked safely. This will be your indication that it is
Right, landing lights
around
off,
the cabin
strobe lights
gather
off.
your belongings and disembark. We'd like to thank you for flying with us today.
And seeing as everyone is being so good at announcing their taxi routes, I should probably follow suit. So we'll just pause here a moment while I work that out.
Paris Orly traffic, speedbird 333 is on 7 miles, final runway 27 right.
Orly traffic, Corsica 783, clear of runway. Right, parking stands. So we are going to be parking at, what did I say? I did say, and I've forgotten already, Romeo 22. Okay, which is Orly 1.
Corsica traffic, sorry, scrap that, Orly traffic, Air France 123, changing stand to T28 due to the static aircraft at the airport.
Orly traffic, Corsica 783 uniform, taxiing to stand Romeo 22 via Whiskey and Romeo.
They really need to get rid of those static aircraft.
Right, we can do the after landing checklist now, but before we do, I'll just start the APU.
After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
And as is always the way with me, I have not turned the radar off.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Orly traffic, France 123, engines off. Thank you for the nice group flight, Billy Burr, and see you again soon.
Pleasure flying with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. With 746.
So this is JetStream Designs Orly, which I reviewed a little while ago, but it's the first time that I've actually flown into it, and I really like it. Thank you, Dimideros. I will catch up with all the chat once we're parked up.
Paris Orly traffic, speedbird 333, vacated to the runway 26, correction 27 right.
Corsica 225, disconnecting. Been a pleasure flying with you, Philbert, and I hope to see you in the next future stream. Bye-bye.
Likewise, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is a bit naughty. You're not really supposed to use to chat on vPilot, but anyway. It's only some kid at Charles de Gaulle. Ah, yes, I think we might have a static aircraft on our stand as well. So what's this one? Sierra 26. Oh, maybe not. We're not there yet. So the stand I've chosen is the one that the real aircraft parked at. I always try and do this where possible. And if it's occupied, we'll go to one next door to it. No biggie. Here we are, Romeo 22.
Taxi light off.
And it's a very sharp turn. So I'm going to take it slow. I can't wait for VDGS to become the norm in this sim as well. Right. How's the parking looking? Oh, look at that. Who needs VDGS when you've got my sense of what it says on the ground that you can't see? Happy with that. Let us turn on the APU bleed. Engine anti-ice off while we're up here. Engines off. Seatbelts off, and logbook pops up, which I hate, but nothing I can do about it. Beacon off, nav and logo lights remain on, and we'll turn off the fuel pumps. We'll quickly do the parking checklist.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On and in.
Parking checklist complete.
So there you have it. Slightly dodgy jetway connection, which is unfortunate, but never mind. It's just the hood that hasn't come forward. The actual jetway itself is in the right place. Right, I'll catch up with your messages. I'm sorry, I'm not good enough at multitasking to look at them while I'm taxiing or, of course, landing. Wrong inside. Butter, yes, thank you. Glad you enjoyed the butter. Did my best. Yes, thank you for the likes, and thank you for being my unofficial like pusher, Edgar. Thank you to Medeiros. And it's been a pleasure flying with you as well, Flightzilla. And you too, Josh. Really nice to have you along. As I say, tomorrow's flight probably won't be on VATSIM because we're going to be in the Middle East, and I just don't think there's going to be any control on, so I'm going to be using Pilot to ATC probably. I'm surrounded by Air France as well. Yeah, it's a long old taxi. And now begins the mad rush to get off the plane first. Yes, indeed. One of the worst things about flying, that isn't it? Everyone's desperation to squeeze out. Perfect, thank you, Caffel. There's no better praise than that. Jason, you're very welcome. Accurate, but thank you very much. Well, we'll end the stream there. I will once again just casually throw in the options available to you for membership. Should you want to subscribe to the channel every month, just click the join button down below and you'll see more information there. But other than that, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again, if not tomorrow, then hopefully soon on Filbert Flies. Next flight, 1400 Zulu tomorrow, Dubai to Islamabad. Take care, bye bye.